Congratulations on the film. You nailed it. I left the cinema like this.
Oh, yeah. Good.
And my friend that came with me, she said, you were extra dramatic last night. You were jumping around more than normal, by the way.
Me?
Me. I was
you.
like, during your scenes, I was bouncing.
Were you there?
You as well. How, describe this film, because it's a very difficult film for me to describe. How would you describe it to our audience?
You know, very simply, I think that this is a mashup between the superhero film and the horror film. And you put those two things together and you come up with Brightburn.
Yeah, I think it's a super villain origin story.
Yep.
That's how I would put it, right? We are creating something very unique with horror, but also somebody who has incredible superpowers.
Yeah.
Who is born to be a superhero and isn't.
And absolutely isn't.
Whatever you've done, I know there is good in you.
What drew you to this project, both of you?
You go first.
Well, I think for me, it's simply what I just said. I think that my brother Brian and my cousin Mark wrote a script that was sort of a different take on the superhero myth, which was this couple finds a baby in a rocket and brings them in, decides to adopt them, and then all these creepy things start happening. And the first version was a little bit more of a arty independent movie type feel to it.
Yep.
And of course, Dave Yarovesky, the director, and I got involved, and we started pushing it more into the straight horror zone because we thought this was something that people had never seen before.
Right.
And they went along for the ride, and I think that just that basic concept is always what kept me going because I thought it was something that people would really want to see. I know I wanted to see it.
Yeah.
So at the very least, I'd have a movie that I could sit alone in a theater and watch by myself and enjoy.
Exactly.
I was drawn to Tori's struggle as a parent. I thought it was really relatable. I think, all the best horror is about like a really, small anxiety, like writ large. And, the anxiety here is all about like raising children. And, what control do we have over that process? Is it nature? Is it nurture? What are the limits of unconditional love? If you just love your kid, is that enough? And I just think all parents are trying to figure that out. And also that moment when your child turns 12 and decides he wants to be more independent and he's pulling away from his family, and also that love can blind us to reality.
Yep.
That we can be deceived by and blinded to the problems that we have because we don't want to believe it.
No!
Your connection with him was so real and so authentic. How did you create that? Like, you were so close. You know what I mean?
It's funny, because I've parented a lot of like fake kids in my acting life. And I always, I try to it's an interesting dynamic because at the end of the day, he's like my coworker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I want to give him like that. I want to, you want to give him
Respect.
that respect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
But also, you want to, as the parent, you also want to be like, whoa, that's a different dynamic. So there's always something really fun in figuring out, and it's always different. It depends on the kid, I mean, he's a really easy kid to get along with, and I thought he was so open, and he's just like a kind kid, and he was very present in the moment. So as like a acting partner, I was delighted by him.
Yeah.
He was the best. Yeah.
Corey! Come to the sound of my voice!